Good morning from Epcot. It is St. Patrick's Day and the start of spring break season in the Orange Osceola counties. So it is going to be a crazy busy day. It is Flower and Garden Festival. I have been really looking forward to this festival. This was actually the very first festival, Epcot Festival, that I have ever done. So I am so excited to be back to Flower and Garden. The Topiaries are always really pretty and beautiful. They have got some cool gardens this year that I'm really excited to check out. And then there's a ton of really good food that I am so excited to try. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing adventure. So let's get started. Okay, so it's about 10:30 in the morning. The festival booths do not open until 11. Most of the World Pavilions, World Showcase Pavilions don't open a lot of their shops until 11 either. So now is probably a good time for me to go over some of the basic information for the festivals, like the festival passport. Like any other festival, this is a staple. This is something that you probably should keep on your person at all times when you're in Epcot. It has so much information. It is chock full of menus and also other festival information. So like for instance, it has different activities that you can do in the festival. You've got scavenger hunts, you've got the CommuniCore Hall and the butterfly landing. They have a lot of different things that we're going to explore. And then of course the Flower and Garden Festival would not be the Flower and Garden Festival without the Topiaries. So that is something that they do have in the festival passport as well. You want to make sure that you are checking whenever you're in a different pavilion, like, hey, is there a topiary here? Let me go ahead and check it off that I've seen it. And that's, to me, that's also honestly a whole nother scavenger hunt as well. So they also have the different gardens listed here in all of Epcot. They have the World Showcase, World Celebration, World Nature, World Discovery. They have a ton of different gardens that you can check out. And then of course you have merchandise, because it wouldn't be an Epcot festival without merchandise, right? There is a lot of good information in these festival passports. So when you walk into Epcot, there will be a whole rack of them. So just make sure you grab one. Now let's talk about something that's extremely important for the festival passport, and that's your garden grays. So there is a list of different items on the garden grays that are all plant-based, but once you eat 5 of them, you get 5 full stamps here, and then you get a completer treat, which we'll find out what that is. And I think it's a Dole Whip with vanilla ice cream on it, but it is something that you can go through, and you don't have to do it all at once. So let's just say that you're here for like a week or something. You can come back and kind of combine all your stamps, or just keep your booklet, your passport, and get all of your stamps together, and you can go get your festival treat. It is not something that you have to do, like for example, if you're local, you can come back. Let's say you come back every week and get one thing. You can do that too. So it's something that is all festival long. I will say that there is a lot of cool things on here that some of them I probably would never try, but because I'm doing a vlog, I want to try something different and new, so that's something that I will be doing. So as with any good Epcot festival, there's always going to be a concert series happening. So the Festival of the Flower and Garden is not any different. You have the Garden Rock series. It is a lineup of some very popular bands, like 98 Degrees. I know that's the one that pops up at me all the time. But basically it works the same way as any of the other concert series for all the other festivals. You can do a dining package to have a reserved seat. You can go to Regal Eagle for the same day. If they have any walk-up seating available, you can get here 15 minutes early. If it's a very popular band, you may want to get here just a tad bit earlier. But it is a good way to start the festival today with me, is just to kind of go over the concert series, because they are always a lot of fun. I'm not doing one today, but I may stop in throughout the next 3 months or so and check one out, because that's something I actually haven't done, is done one of the Garden Rocks concert series. We did see Smash Mouth at the Festival of the Food and Wine Festival last year, so that was a lot of fun. So we'll see. So here's the menu for Magnolia Terrace. I'm actually not going to get anything from this booth today. I've heard some really good things about a lot of the food on here, but I have plans for other booths, so I want to kind of save some room. But here's the menu for you guys anyway. The Spiked Bee is part of the Spikes Pollination Exploration. It's a scavenger hunt for the Flower and Garden Festival. So it works most like all the other festivals that Epcot does, and you just basically you purchase the map for $9.99, and you find all of the Spike the Bees throughout the World Celebration and the front of the park as well. I'm sorry, the World Pavilions in the front of the park as well. And then you can turn it in for a prize. This year's prizes are very cute plastic water pails for the garden. So very cute. Here's our first topiary of the day. Gorgeous Princess Tiana. However, I remember last year there being a arch. So I do kind of miss that because I think that brought a lot of beauty to the actual scene, but I still enjoy Princess Tiana. She's very, very pretty. And then over here you have Spike the Bee. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. All right, so there is Spike the Bee visiting Princess Tiana. He is part of the scavenger hunt that goes on through Flower and Garden Festival. And I will be checking all of these out throughout the course of the festival. So I wanted to mention that while I will be looking for all of the Spike the Bee and the Easter eggs when it comes time for them to put the Easter eggs out, I won't be doing it all in this video. I actually plan on spreading the Flower and Garden Festival through a couple different vlogs, just because there is so much to do. And I'm the type of person that wants to experience it all. It's almost impossible to do it all in one day. So I'm going to come back and do some more Flower and Garden stuff at a different day, but I wanted you guys to know that I will be finding them all, but I won't be finding them all in this video. Here is the menu for Hanami, the Japan Pavilion food booth. It looks very, very good. I'm actually going to be trying the frushi as well as the takoyaki. I have actually never had takoyaki before, so I'm really interested to see how it tastes. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so here is my feast from Hanami. You got the frushi, which is strawberry, pineapple, and honeydew wrapped in coconut rice and tricolored soy wrap served with coconut cream sauce and toasted coconut. I'm really looking forward to that. And then you have the takoyaki, which is octopus taco balls served with spicy mayo, okonomiyaki sauce, I hope I said that right, and crunch rice pearls. I'm looking forward to both of these. Let's dig in. Okay, so since the takoyaki is actually warmer, I'm going to go ahead and try that. I didn't get a knife, so we're just gonna have to take a bite of it. Cheers. So I actually like this. This is what it looks like on the inside. I think it's good. It's got a very good umami flavor to me. A little bit of saltiness. The crunchy pearls do give it a little bit of a crunchy bite when you bite into it. I like the sauce. I also like spicy mayo anyway, but I do like the sauce a lot. It's very mushy texture, I think, on the inside, but I don't know if it would be for everyone, and I probably wouldn't get it again, but I'm glad I did try it. I said I wouldn't get it again here. I might try it someplace else, but I think it is very, very good. The crisp is nice. It's not as crisp as I think I would like it, but it is a nice crisp still. But yeah, I think it is a good option to try something different and new. Okay, so I have no chopstick skills, so I'm gonna be eating my frushi with a fork, but I'm looking really forward to this. I've heard some amazing things about it. It's a returning favorite for a lot of people, but that's what it looks like on the top. It looks very, very good. I'm so excited to try it. Got a little bit of coconut sauce on mine. Ooh, that's very good and sweet. It's very windy, so I hope that my speaking is not coming across as not windy, but it is very windy. I have a wind thing on my mic, and I hope it's working very well, but the frushi is very good. It's sweet to me, which, you know, is fruit, but I have that coconut taste. It kind of cut through some of that sweetness, I guess. But yes, it's very, very good, nice and fresh. I really enjoy the frushi a lot. While these gardens are in Japan all year round, I always think it's so peaceful and nice to come up here. I really like it here. This is called the Shishi Odoshi, and it's basically to scare off wildlife from grazing in a very beautiful garden. Look how neat this tree is. This has been this is a 30-year-old tree, it says. I think this is more like one of those bonsai trees, so it's a different type of bonsai tree. I'm a question mark, I think. But I think that is so beautiful. I love how all the trunks, the roots are kind of intertwined with each other. It's making it a very strong tree. And this one is kind of similar as well. I really like how you have all the different roots and they're all going different places. I think that's really neat. So this is the Kokedama garden here near the back of the Japan Pavilion. And I think it's very, very cute. Basically what it is they take the plants and they just kind of sculpt it using earth. So like you will see that this one right here, which is a hidden Mickey, is that's what they consider a kokedama, and it's just basically moss. It's a moss ball, and then you can either put it in a pot or some of them you can string from like ceilings or whatnot. But right behind the hidden Mickey there is another Spike the Bee next to the iris. And here are some more bonsais for the bonsai garden. Look at that one. Look how big it is. That is incredible. It probably took a lot of years and a lot of patience to make that bonsai. Here's Japan's topiary. It is a dragon. I love how they have all the different succulents covering the dragon's body. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So the Tangerine Cafe is technically a festival booth. However, the food has basically stayed the same from every festival that I've seen so far. It is also worth noting that this is typically food that you can get normally when it's not a festival time. So I'm going to skip it, but I've heard some really good things about this food if you're really wanting some Moroccan type of food. So in between France and Morocco, there is the Moroccan Spice Garden, and it has different spices. It basically has bay leaves, black pepper, cardamom, chili pepper, cinnamon, cloves, cumin, nutmeg, star anise, and white pepper all in this garden. It is a very large spice garden. It's on the other side. Very nice. And next to the pepper is Spike the Bee. Also in between France and Morocco Pavilion, you have Miss Piggy and Kermit. Doesn't she look just gorgeous? Her pearl necklace and everything. Hi, Kermit. You are adorable as well with your basket of flowers on your bicycle. Now, Isla Fresca is also in between France and Morocco, and I normally wouldn't stop and eat anything here. However, it does have one of the Garden Gray's items on it, which is the coconut chocolate fancocho, I think is how you say it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Here is the coconut chocolate fancocho, chocolate cake, coconut custard, and passion fruit caramel. I will say that caramel is very soupy. I've spilled it a couple different times coming over here because I wasn't aware of how soupy it was, but let's dig in and see how this thing tastes. So I did forget to mention that this is actually plant-based because it is on the Garden Grays, so all the more reason for me to try it. And here we go. How beautiful it is. Cheers. So I like it. I'm not sure if I'd get it again though. There's a lot going on in here for me. I think that the caramel overpowers everything. I like the texture, so that's a good thing. I do like the texture. And it's very creamy. And I don't know, I get a little bit of the chocolate, so I don't get any coconut. I don't taste any coconut at all. I think the caramel really overpowers it. I don't even taste the passion fruit either, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's good to try once, but I probably won't get it again. So I took a couple more bites of that flan, and I actually, after a couple more bites, I ended up getting some more of the passion fruit. So it was decent after that, but still didn't get any coconut. So, and we have made it to the France Pavilion, and look who I ran into. It is Cogsworth and Lumiere. I love how Cogsworth's medallion, he just kind of swings back and forth. Pendulum, that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure Lumiere lights up at night, so that's really neat as well. And these are probably my favorite topiaries because of course they are. It's Beauty and the Beast. I think it's just so lovely. Haute nature, I think is how you say it. This is something new for France. I think it is gorgeous. They have these dress forms with greenery coming down them and some flowers. Very pretty, very cute. I wouldn't wear them though. And there's Spike the Bee and the France Pavilion near the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. So I think this is probably the coolest thing ever. France also has a bouquet garden. So basically they just plant these seeds that have the very long stems that are, you know, good for bouquets, and they have a bouquet garden. That is so pretty. I don't know if I would want to pick them though, because I think just having them all in a row like that, I don't know. I like it. It's very pretty to me. All right, so I think it's time to move on to the United Kingdom Pavilion. Did y'all really think that I was going to leave the France Pavilion without trying Fleur-de-Lis's food? This is probably the booth I'm most excited for. Let's go ahead and grab our food. As y'all can see, I don't think I'm the only one that wants the France booth food. It's very, very busy. Here is what I got from the France Fleur-de-Lis booth. And I'm going to say this in English because I already butcher English enough. I don't need to be trying to talk in French, or say the French words rather. So I got the croissant with goat cheese, herbs, and garlic, roasted garlic. That looks delicious. And then I got the caramelized beignet filled with vanilla cream and glazed with caramel fleur de sel. So both of these look delicious. I'm very excited to try these. Okay, so something I need to let you guys know. It is so windy today, so almost everything is blowing away. But I want to go ahead and get started with my croissant. Look how beautiful that is. I'm going to break it open, and hopefully my plate doesn't blow away when I do that. But here is the break apart. There's so much cheese. Look at how much cheese is in there. That's crazy. All right, let me go ahead and give it a try. Oh my gosh, it's oozing cheese. Best of the fest. You can taste the herbs in the goat cheese. The goat cheese is so creamy and so good. I'm salivating as I eat this. The croissant is nice and crispy on the outside, buttery and flaky on the inside. Oh my gosh. No wonder the booth is always so busy in the France Pavilion, because this is just absolutely delicious. Oh, it's all over, folks. This is what it is. This is the thing you need to get. Oh my gosh. And it's not even a new item. This is something that's been here for ages, and I don't remember ever having it. I will tell you, if it comes back next year, I'm making a beeline for it, because oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the beignet. It's so big. I don't know if I'm gonna eat all of this. This is just gigantic. So it tastes like a beignet, but it doesn't feel like a beignet, if that makes any sense. It's really heavy. To me, beignets are kind of light. If you ever had Krispy Kreme donuts, that's kind of the texture of the beignet itself. The breading, the dough. The cream makes it extremely heavy, and it's covered in powdered sugar and then flambéed, or I guess is how you say it, to get that caramelized texture on the top. It's really sweet, but I think it's just more like a cream-filled donut to me, not more like a beignet. I don't know if I would get this again. Definitely, if I had to choose between the croissant and the beignet, it would be the croissant all day long. But it's a decent sweet treat. So pondering on this beignet / donut even more is that it needs to be no cream. You don't need the cream for this. I think without the cream, it would have been just fine, because I've ate around the parts that do not have the cream. So if you just had just the donut part, the dough part, and then had the caramelized sugar on the top there, I think it would have been just fine, and maybe even for me better. I think the cream just does too much for it. But that's my opinion. You might like it. We have made it to my favorite World Showcase Pavilion, the United Kingdom. While there's no really food booths here for the Flower and Garden Festival, there is still quite a bit to look at for the festival. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys what they have. So I walked right into a guided tea tour in the United Kingdom tea gardens. However, if you don't want to wait for the guided tour, because there is multiple time frames during the day, but they do fill up and it's just first come, first come serve, you can actually do a self-guided tour, which is what we are going to do today. So this is another one of my favorite topiaries, is Tinkerbell, and she's got all kinds of different fairy houses. I don't know if you can see it very well because there's a lot of shadows and it's in the shade, but hey, I think it's beautiful. I've always wanted to do a little fairy garden. Nothing quite as extensive as this, but I think these are so sweet and cute. So in front of the shops in the United Kingdom Pavilion, you have the Winnie the Pooh and Friends topiaries. I think they are just absolutely adorable. You have Winnie the Pooh with his pot of honey, nonetheless. Rabbit with his carrots, Bouncy Tigger, and Piglet riding Eeyore. Look how adorable he looks. In the back of the United Kingdom Pavilion, they actually have a topiary heritage garden, and I think these are just absolutely lovely. And you got some bonus topiaries for the Flower and Garden Festival. So the way that the self-guided tea tour works is that you go around the tea garden and you look at all the different teas that they have planted here. So for instance, this one is the Prince of Wales Black Tea. And they give you a map to go through and just look at the different teas and learn about them. So for instance, Prince of Wales is the aromatic blend was created by Twinings for His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales in 1921. Its brownish red color, a light, mild taste, and slightly woody characteristic highlighted the Camellia sinensis, which is a plant that serves as the basis for all black tea. So you go through and you go to the different teas that they have, and you can learn a lot about them. And then once you are done, you can go to the actual cast member and you might get a prize. So let's see what we got. Also in the tea garden, they actually have the some informational, this is really cool. They have a guided tea grading, and then they have steps of tea production. So you go from plucking to withering to steaming, and then to rolling, oxidation and fermentation, and firing and drying. They also have the lemon and ginger tea shown here, but there's also Spike the Bee. Look at him. Out of all the teas listed here, I think raspberry and lemon might be my favorite. I do like a fruity tea. My absolute favorite, though, is always going to be the breakfast blend, but I think raspberry and lemon might be really, really good. So at the end of the tea tour, you go inside and you tell them you completed the tea tour, and they'll give you a free bag of tea. And I picked chai, which is ultra spice, mainly because I know that Bob really likes chai tea, and I think he would enjoy this. So as you're leaving the United Kingdom Pavilion, they also have a Shakespeare garden, which I think is absolutely incredible. It's so amazing. They have this on this area. They have flowers that are talked about in Hamlet during Ophelia's famous flower speech. So they have rosemary, which is remembrance, pansies, which is thoughts, fennel, which is flattery, columbine, which is deception, rue, which is bitterness, daisy, which is innocence, and violets, which is faithfulness. I think that this is really, really neat that they do this in the United Kingdom Pavilion, of course, but also I think this is a really unique garden. As you're entering in the Canada Pavilion, you have Captain Hook and Peter Pan, and of course, this silly crocodile. Look how adorable he looks. Amazing. I love how they have the flowers make it look like he's in the ocean. For this festival, Joffrey's has a lot of fruit flavored coffees, which makes sense because it's Flower and Garden. But I'm not about fruit in my coffee, so I will not be trying Joffrey's this time. While the Victoria Gardens are here all year round in the Canada Pavilion, I still think they're really pretty, and I do not remember them having the giant Canadian flag. in here all year round. So that's really nice that they added that. And they've also added some geese topiaries. So those are really pretty. I love how they have the succulents on the top of them. It gives it so much texture and makes it even more beautiful. Here's the Northern Bloom menu from the Canadian, I keep saying Canadian for some reason, Canada Pavilion. I'm going to skip this booth because there's still so much more food that I want to try, and I'm starting to get just a tiny bit full. So I do want to mention, though, however, I have heard some really good things about this menu. So if you're here and you're not interested in anything else that I'm trying, then definitely make a stop here in the Canada Pavilion at Northern Bloom. As you're leaving the Canada Pavilion, you come across the Bambi topiary, and over back there is Thumper and Flower. How adorable. I love that they're just like flowers just kind of blew up in here, and I think that's amazing. It's just really pretty display here. So over at the refreshment port, they actually have your regular poutine, but they have a province poutine that I was really interested in. But like I said just a few minutes ago, I am starting to get just a tiny bit full, and there's a couple more dishes that I want to try. So I think I will come back for this, but I've heard rave reviews about this poutine. So if you're here, go ahead and try it. As we walk up the passageway to go to the Honey Bistro, we go to this bee garden, which I don't think there's any real bees except for Spike the bee over there. Isn't he real? So here's the menu for the Honey Bistro. It all looks very delicious. It's worth noting that the cheesecake is over at Swirl Showcase, but today I'm going to try those chicken and waffles because it looks delicious to me. When I was here for the Festival of the Arts, we saw this topiary starting to be built, and here he is in his full glory. I also like, ooh, look, monorail. Look at us, that's so awesome. Oh, so awesome. So I really like these floating gardens they have. They're so pretty, and it's one of their types of gardens they display during the Flower and Garden Festival. I think they're really pretty and they're really unique. I wish they had them all year round. So something new that they're doing this year is they have a play area called Play Along Bay, which is reminiscent of Storm Along Bay. And over there you have Yacht Club and you have Beach Club, which you can't really see because of the tree. But I think that's really neat that they are featuring two of the Epcot resorts here. Here is the menu for the Beach Grub. It smells heavenly over here. I am so excited to try this. I'm going to be trying the grilled street corn on the cob. One, because it's on the garden graze, but also I like street corn, so I'm very excited to try this. It's also worth noting that they're grilling these absolutely fresh. From Yacht Grub, I really want to try the trio dips and chips, so that's what we're going to try, and I am so excited because it looks delicious. Okay, so from the Beach Grub, I got the grilled street corn on the cob with savory garlic spread and cheese. It is on the garden graze, so that is plant-based. From Yacht Grub, I got the trio of dips and chips, which is caramelized onion dip, whipped feta dip, and pimento cheese with house-made potato chips and caviar. And then from the Honey Bistro, I got the chicken and waffles, which is crispy chicken and a sweet honey jalapeno bacon cornbread waffle, yummy, with whipped honey butter and spicy honey. I am looking forward to digging into all of this. It looks absolutely delicious. Okay, so first up, I'm going to try the waffle and the cornbread waffle with the chicken. I've really been excited about this because I love chicken and waffles. It's like one of my favorite foods. I love to eat it for breakfast. So I'm really excited to try this, and we'll see how it tastes. Cheers. So the real star of this dish is actually the chicken. It's nice and tender. It's not dry at all. It's very juicy. I love the honey. The crispy texture on the chicken is very delicious as well. For me, the waffle fell flat. It was a little, I guess the word is mealy. It was very doughy for me, and I didn't like the taste of it at all. It does have real corn in it, which I was, that makes it really good, but unfortunately, the texture of it wasn't good for me. Next up, let's try this corn. Look how beautiful that is. I got the garlic just kind of falling off on there. I'm looking forward to this. Let's try it. It's got a little tang to it, which I wasn't expecting. It's good, fresh corn. I think it's got too much garlic though. Way too much garlic for me. And last, let's try these chips and dip. It's house-made potato chips, so they should be really good. I'm gonna try this pimento. It has a pickle on it, and I've never seen that before. But let me go ahead and try pimento. Pimento is not my absolute favorite, but I do like it, and I liked it once when I think I had pimento cheese back when they had the food and wine last year, so it was really good. So I'm hoping it's good this year too. So let's go ahead and try it. Very cheesy. The spice does not hit you until the very end, but it is a good pimento cheese. I'm gonna try this one. It has caviar on it, but very little caviar, so I'm not really that concerned about it. I think, oh, this one's onions because it's got onions all over it. I'll maybe go ahead and try it. Cheers. It's a very elevated onion dip. So you know how you have the French onion dips at the store, the grocery store? It's very much more elevated than that. It's very good, very tasty. Let me try the feta. This has got to be feta because everything else has not been feta, so. All right, feta cheese. Very feta. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of feta dip cheese. I love feta. Maybe not as much as in this dip, but I think it's still very, very good. If you do not like feta, this is not the dish for you. Basically, that's the thing, is that this whole dish, if you don't like any of these cheeses normally, you're probably not gonna enjoy this dip. I think my favorite is probably the onion dip though. It's really, really good. Two things that I forgot to mention just a few minutes ago was that those house-made chips were amazing, perfectly crisp, just a little bit salty, very good. But also, all three of those booths that I just went to were very busy, lines all over the place. And this is not even opening day. And it is the beginning of spring break, and it is St. Patrick's Day. But all that to be said is just be patient. The cast members is going as fast as they can for you. So now I'm headed into the CommuniCore Hall. I want to try one last booth before I go home, but I also want to see what they've done with CommuniCore Hall. So let's reverse and go back in time a little bit. When CommuniCore Hall just came out, there was, or was just really revealed, there was a lot of like mixed emotions. A lot of people were like, we waited how many years for this? So I think with the Food and Wine Festival, it wasn't that great. It was just a merch location and a little bit of seating, okay? Festival of the Holidays, they amped it up just a little bit. They put the spaceship Earth in there that was made of gingerbread, so that was kind of neat. However, for Festival of the Arts, they did the Broadway display, which was absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, I have a video and I'll post it up here for you. It was incredible. So this year, I'm interested to see what they're doing for the Flower and Garden. So I think this is the first Flower and Garden Festival that CommuniCore Hall has been open. So I'm really interested to see what they've done. And also, CommuniCore Hall is the home of the rotating menu booth. So they have a booth that rotates for early spring, beginning of summer, and then summer solstice. So I'm interested in seeing everything that they do in there. So the early blue menu from Farmer's Feast is right here. I'm really interested in that blueberry crumble cake. It looks absolutely delicious. Starting in April 6th, you have the springtime menu. And again, I am all about that really yummy looking warm corn cookie with soft serve, sweet corn soft serve. It looks really good. So let's go in and see what they've got. So even Meadow of Flowers is absolutely beautiful. Like how they have different flowers. And then, I don't know, you can't really hear it, I don't think, on the camera, but they have like birds chirping. It's really, really cute. They have the banners all throughout here. It's so pretty and just green and pretty and flowers all over the place. It's very pretty. So they have different flowers that are just on display throughout the CommuniCore Hall. They have a floating garden display here. So basically, this is how they make the floating gardens. Oh, and then here is a model, I guess a model for Mickey Topiary. The centerpiece, of course, is a Spike the Bee Topiary. He is so cute. I really like this. It looks like they have like, there's like massive floating gardens almost, it feels like. but I really like these colors of these flowers. They're all bright and pretty. And on the other side of the CommuniCore Hall, they have a really nice relaxing sittings area. So that's really cool. Ooh, look at these ones. Look at these flowers. That's really pretty. I like those. And they got pink ones up there too. Those are really pretty. So these are what they call maquettes. And it's basically the clay mold for the topiaries and the whole festival. So that's really neat. I love how they have the different flower names just listed here. I think that's really, really ingenious, and it gives you a little bit of an edutainment almost. I think this is really cute too. These are definitely just topiaries. You got an apple. I think that, to me, it looks like a radish. I don't know. I could be wrong. And a strawberry. It's a great picture opportunity, though, too. And over here, they have these books. It's a flower tower. That's really cool. Spike nose flower towers are all the buzz, is what it says. I really like the flower towers. They're really pretty. So much goes into them, and I like how they have the different irrigation there for you, so you can kind of see how it gets watered. So I was right, it is a book, but it's the Festival 2025 Almanac. That's really cool. I like how they put that together. It looks really, really nice in here. Okay, and here is the blueberry crumble cake with the blueberry soft serve. I'm really looking forward to trying this. It looks absolutely delicious. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a try. Cheers. This is absolutely delicious. The cake is actually a little bit tougher and cold. I guess it's because it's cold than I thought it was going to fall apart, but it's actually really creamy. It's like a cheesecake cake. And then of course you have the soft serve, and the blueberries are fresh and delicious. This is so good. A must get. As I was walking out of Epcot, I was able to catch a show I've never seen before, Forces of Nature. That was really neat. Let me know if you've seen it down in the comments. I've never seen it before. I've seen a big globe there, but I never knew what it was for. So that was really neat to catch that as I was walking out. But that being said, it is going to be the end of the day for me. Like I said earlier, I plan on doing a couple of videos for festival, or the Flower Garden Festival, just because there's so much to do. I only touched like half of the World Showcase, so I look forward to coming back and trying some more yummy food and seeing some more of the beautiful gardens. This day has been perfect. It's been a little windy, but it is a beautiful sunny day, perfect temperature. So it's been a great day. I really have enjoyed myself today. So since I am coming back for Flower Garden Festival, and if there's something in particular that you're really interested in seeing, just let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you're really, really wanting to see, and I will do my best to show that to you, because I love sharing my adventures with everybody. So with that being said, remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I'll catch you on the next adventure. Bye.